Oh, all right. So my plan today is to draw a little bit and talk while I'm gonna be drawing, since this is also a good idea how to do that. So I'm using the gouache thing, which I mentioned earlier. Well, the technique is pretty interesting because it's water-based colors. And I'm not quite sure what's the difference between plain watercolors and this gouache. There's some chemical thing, I'm sure, but I'm not quite sure what exactly is that. I didn't look into the specifics of the chemical compound to it. Maybe I will at some point, but from the point of view of the person that uses it, I can say that also layering, as with the watercolors, is the same. You just put on some layers and then, make something darker, something brighter, and you just give it the levels and see how it's gonna go. And work on the precise corners, so you don't go the edges and things like that. It's good to keep it clean once you're working in this particular technique, just to be safe, not in a hurry, and you kind of leave the end a little bit with water and you just continue from where you left. But you need to understand the consistency that you're working with. That kind of thing, they come with with time. Just you kind of know already how much you want to use of the substance, whatever the paint you would call it, I guess, and the way how you apply it when it is actually drying out and how it is drying out. You understand that throughout time by just repetition. It's really hard to explain the process just theoretically how it works, but that are the basics, just to follow the flow of the paint and see how it's going. So you just add up layers, at least that's how I do it, and I add value to it. I sometimes add some colors which might not even be there, because you never know how the reflection works. Kind of like there might be something of a different color next to the object, which the light is reflected from, and it can catch a glimpse of something of a different color. Let's say here this person has some green in her trousers, so I would even add a little bit of dull green into the fabric of this flag that she's holding. Also a little bit like dull green to put it deep into the shadows a little bit more. Yeah, some more red and so on and so forth. You just pick it up and figure out how to make those colors pop and which to put deeper. I usually squint my eyes. I think that's the best way to see which places are to put somewhere deeper, like add some more contrast to it by adding value, by adding more color, and you gradually build it up to the point where it is the way you want it to be. This particular drawing, I think I mentioned earlier, is about this one. It's by this one guy, Viktor Popkov. He had a pretty tragic biography. Actually, he was one of those hotheads just finding some sort of a way of life, making it more interesting and plausible. He was always trying to, he was on the brink of some sort of a, I think, psychosis all the time, because probably the time was hard to live in general, and he was this free spirit. It's really hard to analyze things like that. Or he was just a broken person, which also can be very depressed and things like that. And he was one of the first guys who would start working in this severe style kind of. I see that a lot now in a lot of modern artists which I hear. I've seen it, like what they are representing, maybe even subconsciously, and it's pretty cool. They have this national idea to it. My art doesn't. My art is about everything, I guess. It's more meta shit stuff. I don't know, like it's not that grounded, so that's why I'm always looking for something. The historical value to it will be, I guess, when it will represent some sort of a idea that would also be more structured, but I have no idea how to do that, and when will it come? Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but at the moment this is just live stream kind of things that I do. Of course there is an idea behind it, but it's all spiritual and very difficult to achieve for me, and if I'm trying to share it with other people, then it's just going to be even harder. First I need to achieve it myself, and then only share some thoughts about it with other people. But what I do now is that I just record myself and watch at which level I am. I've been doing that for a really long time since I think I obtained like a phone that can somewhat record things, even though earlier I would use a webcam and record my thoughts there. So it's not a new thing to me, but this format where I just, you know, upload this almost every day and kind of do this because it's a new thing for me. It's a territory which I haven't yet opened up in a way as such. I mingled with it a little bit, played with it a little bit, but I never actually did anything with it. So here I am doing something with it, putting some darker colors over here behind, like behind the flag, so that it will stand out and have a little bit different, more contrast to it. And also this figure on the right, it has to be also a little bit more popping out to the front, because I believe he's in the front. The one here, there's a figure sitting, by the way. Yeah, so that thing I probably gonna leave at some point over this level, since I have this figure on my left which is not finished here, so that I would just end it, finish it at some point, like when I will be finishing the left side, and then I would just continue here. I don't know what for, never tried it like that, just to see how it will work, something new. After that I have a plan how to modify it. Yeah, so I will show it, but already here is the fuck is that, like some modifiers of my modifiers, funny thing. Yeah, this patched stuff, I guess that's what it is. I just visualized what would be good to add here, because it was a turn, just like, yeah, to different direction. So I guess that would be that, also some sort of a turn to a different direction. Also, I have to come back to some points over the top so that I'll close it up, because I might have missed every now and then, which is okay, but not better not to do that. So I need to finish the trouser one trouser and another handkerchief, holding hands together in a park, walking down the alley, and things for them have changed drastically as soon as one realized that they're not actual living objects, but something that has been mentioned above. Yeah, that's what's up. Try to debunk me. No. Testing. It is some sort of an infestation of different thoughts and ideas in my head that just pop up all the time. Meditation is a pretty good thing. How to do that, and well, just calm yourself down. I've been doing it lately. I haven't been counting how much I do it, because I just try to integrate it into my life as much as possible, and not to make a thing out of it, just but make it as a kind of like not to forget to eat, this kind of thing, that it's important. That's why at this moment I'm just taking baby steps with it, so that it's just part of my life, because I've been doing it for a really long time, but having it just this 100% kind of a living like that, never done it like truly as such ever. And I don't know if anyone actually found anything this truly like 100% real. Since everything is a movement, how can you be saying that thing in particular has ended now, like this or something? That's why for me, I'm always on the look. I'm looking for something, and I integrate something that I've already done with something new, and that's the way how I ground it. So I think at this moment of my life, it will be collecting the information and watching myself from a side, how it all looks like, revisiting some things later on just to see how they are going, and moving forward, drawing more, maybe continue this style, make it a little bit more of those drawings, and have it like 5, 6. Oh no, what is this shit? Fucking smeared the paint. I don't like when this shit happens. That's why it's good to use a paper and put it like this and have your hand over. I used to do that. I don't know why I didn't do it this time, because I wanted to show you the drawing, I guess. Yeah, I even don't know how long I've been talking about it, but as you can see, this is a very slow work. You're on a slow pace. You don't do it like very fast. It's just that maybe some 20 minutes, just some details here and there, always building up very slowly and gradually, just watching your shadows and white spots, whatever points, black points, white points, blue jeans, white shirts, yeah bitch, why bitch, what was that fucking bad baby? So funny. White Porsche, something like that. That was a hit song. something I run it. Yeah, because I'm drawing this lady, so she needs to be looking like a winner. So I think my subconscious is telling me about all the ladies that in one way or another have won in life, let's say it like that. There were some people that actually were able to gain what is at this point of life important. Maybe it always has been like that, like the popularity and money and all that other things that come with it. At some point I wanted that, but I think not that hard, because I never did anything for that, in a sense. Like, you know, like seriously, I gave a lot for a chance. Even now, maybe because there is some sort of a fear of this. Also, don't forget that artists are always on a constant move. It's very hard to stop and say, yeah, okay, this is now what I do, like forever and ever. No, I damaged her a little bit. Oh well, no problem. I got carried away. That things happens. Well, life. And then there's life, you know, the real one. Fucking real life. With all this shit stuff. I mean, I don't know, man. People and all the other things. I think my real life is just some sort of a projection, like a rental. And this is something that is real for me. But as I said, these things, they really are building up. I mean, the seriousness of this is still gradually building up. Things are opening up to me very slowly, as if they're like, oh, are you sure? It's like, are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure? Have you thought about it? Well, did you weigh it all? And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck are you talking about. I don't understand any of that. I just need this, and so let's do it. And they're like, do you know what's gonna happen? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, think about it. And like, I don't want to. I just want to do things like this. So yeah, pants, something like that. I don't know. I will get back to it later. I think that's enough already. I've been talking for a long time and talking some weird shit as usual, as I do, because this non-conventional way of behaving is for me some sort of a stress release in which I feel myself content as such. Like a radio friend of mine showed me this Office Hours, Tim Heidecker, I think. I'm not that much familiar with his humor. I watched one special and some shows, some little of them, so I'm not, but what is the point? This Office Hours, and yeah, that's those weird shit that this is, I guess, something strange, obscene, but at the same time entertaining. And you know, that's what it is. Analyze. At least now I have a possibility to analyze from different angle as well, not only from the one angle that I used to analyze from, like is it good technically. Now I'm also analyzing like how interesting it is also that I draw, like what is the what also is there, like are those just beautiful lines, or there is some sort of a story to it which has to be understood, and something more more easy to comprehend for people, something which is, let's say, familiar in a sense. So I think that's why I started doing that. Like the first one which I made, I will actually show it next time. It's a pretty interesting state of mind I was in. it just opened up. It was like, oh, okay, let's try and redraw a drawing by the guy whom you are reading about right now. And I wasn't looking for the one that I liked. I just took the first one, the self-portrait of one of the guys who opened this movement, avant-garde movement, in the early 90s with his friend, and the guy's name was Piotr Konchalovsky. So he drew a self-portrait in the style of, well, let's call it some sort of a late impressionism, but it's already avant-garde, like with the whole influence of cubism and all the other things which were there at the time thriving. But it was interesting. So what I did is just redrew him and added some of my own details to that, which was quite an interesting experience. Now I'm doing pretty much the same, but with a different era, and maybe add some more interesting details. Let's see how it's gonna go. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this one over here, and I think that's enough because I've been talking for too long, and maybe I've even said something strange and weird again as usual, so that I will be watching it again and I'll be like, okay, this part is awesome and this is total shit, and that's why we have been discussing it with you, sir, many times, that time and space are not equal to how much a baboon can count. Count Dracula. Yeah, that's that. The funnies. I believe that's some sort of a floor, which I couldn't draw. Yeah, there's some other color needs to be used. Maybe too much dark. Just water it down a little bit, like the ladies drink when they can't handle the real shit. They have it watered down. Yeah. Or the pussies, the watered down wine. Okay, I got carried away again. Sorry. I'm always carried away. I think that there's, oh yeah, I think I should, okay, there should be a punchline over here. But now when I realize that, you know, the editing part, well, you know, has to be, what can I say, taken out. I don't want to edit it. It takes too long. Whatever. It's okay. I'm just gonna wait till it dries out. So yeah, this is something new again for me. So like drawing and talking at the same time. But there you go. This is what it is. I've been doing it. Okay. So yeah, sorry. Jesus, I'm so unprepared. 23 minutes of this beautifulness. Yeah. So afterwards I will use probably a color pencil or something like that, and just add details to it when it's done. And I guess it's a little bit crooked, but yeah, it comes later.